The Private Equity Playbook, Management's Guide to Working with Private Equity, by Adam Coffey. Picture this. You started with nothing but an idea. A dream. You took risks no one else would. You hustled while others slept. You built something real, something powerful. A company that provides, that thrives, that stands as a testament to your hard work. Late nights at the office, coffee cups stacking up, phones ringing, meetings, factory floors, products being built, and now the sharks are circling. Your phone rings. It's a number you don't recognize. You answer. On the other end, a smooth-talking investor from a multi-billion-dollar private equity firm. We've been watching your company. We love what you've built. We want to make you an offer. Private equity doesn't just buy companies, it buys leaders. And once you're in, the game changes. They play hard, they play fast, and they play to win. This is the Private Equity Playbook by Adam Coffey, a guide that reveals the inside moves, the real strategies, and the hidden traps. If you're selling, if you're leading, if you're stepping into the world of private equity, you need to know the game. Because in this game, you either win big or get played. Chapter 1. What is private equity? Welcome to the hidden world of private equity, the world where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye. Investor? We have a target. It's a fast-growing mid-market company. Strong EBITDA, solid leadership. It's time to make a move. This isn't a casual buy and sell operation. This is strategy, precision, power plays executed with military efficiency. Think of private equity like house flipping, but on an entirely different scale. A real estate investor buying a beat-up house, renovating it, and selling it for a profit. Flipping houses, you buy low, fix it up, and sell for a profit. Flipping companies, same concept, except instead of paint and new floors, private equity firms optimize operations, slash costs, expand market share, and engineer explosive growth. A struggling company, empty office spaces, employees looking worried. Then, a company that once crawled, now runs. And when it's time to sell, that's how the game is played. A conference room. A nervous CEO, Josh, sits across from a team of private equity investors. His hands grip the edge of the table. The stakes are high. Josh's internal monologue. They want my company. But what does that mean? Do I sell? Do I stay? Am I about to become a millionaire or just another pawn in their game? Here's the catch. Private equity doesn't just throw money at any company. They only invest in businesses with strong fundamentals, clear leadership, a roadmap to massive returns. Because if a business doesn't meet their criteria, they walk away. No second chances. Another CEO, Rose, a Fortune 500 executive, reviews an email from a recruiter. The subject line reads, Exclusive CEO opportunity, private equity backed. Her laptop screen, bullet points list the job perks, multi-million-dollar salary, equity stake in a growing company, massive career leap. Sounds perfect, right? But what's the real deal? Because in private equity, they don't hire CEOs just to run companies. They hire them to deliver results fast. They expect growth, they demand profitability. And if you don't perform, next. So whether you're selling your business like Josh or stepping into leadership like Rose, know this. Private equity is not for the faint of heart. It's fast, it's ruthless, it's high stakes. And if you don't know the rules, you're the one getting played. But if you do know the rules, if you understand the strategies, if you play the game right, you don't just survive private equity, you win private equity. Chapter 2. How the game is played. A dimly lit locker room. Sweat drips. Players sit on benches, exhausted, but focused. The coach paces back and forth, fire in his eyes, gripping a clipboard. Alright, listen up. You think you know how this game is played? You think because you built a business, you're ready for the big leagues? Wrong. Private equity is a different sport. New rules, new players, and if you step onto this field unprepared, you won't just lose the game, you'll lose everything. So here's what you need to know. Rule number 1, it's all about EBITDA. Ever heard of EBITDA? No? Then you're already playing catch-up. Private equity firms don't care about how many years you've been in business. They don't care about your brand story or your passion. They care about one thing: earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's their scoreboard, their measuring stick. The number that tells them if your business is worth their time or if you're just another amateur wasting their breath. You want to win in private equity? Start speaking their language. Know your numbers. Because if you don't, you're already on the bench. Rule number 2. Leverage is king. Think private equity firms use their money to buy businesses? Nah, that's not how the game is played. You see, PE firms don't bring suitcases of cash to the table. They bring debt, other people's money. The bigger the loan, the less of their own money they risk. It's called leverage. And it's how they take a $10 million investment and turn it into a $100 million payday. But here's the kicker. If you're not careful, you're the one holding the bag when the debt needs to be paid back. It's a high-stakes game. Play it wrong, and you lose. Play it right, and you get rich. Rule number 3. They play to win. Here's the biggest thing you need to understand about private equity. They don't buy businesses for fun. They don't invest for the thrill. They invest for one thing only: winning. When a private equity firm buys a company, they already have the end game in mind. They optimize it, they scale it, and in 3 to 7 years, they sell it for a massive return. They never buy to hold, they buy to flip. And if you're part of their game, you better be ready to play hard or get played. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to play the game, or are you just another spectator? Chapter 3. Picking the right team. A high-stakes business meeting. The CEO sits at the head of a long mahogany table, across from a group of sharp-dressed investors. Their eyes are locked on him, contracts in hand. A pen is placed gently on the table. The deal is right there. Millions, maybe even hundreds of millions on the line. This is it, the moment you've been waiting for. After years of grinding, building, scaling, your company is finally attracting the big players. The question is simple. Which one do you take? Stop taking the highest bid. Wrong move. It's not just about money. Most people think selling to private equity is just about price. Take the highest offer, walk away rich. Simple, right? Not if you care about what happens next. Because when private equity takes over, the wrong partner can turn your empire into a ghost town. So if money isn't the only factor, what should you look for? A firm that aligns with your vision. A great private equity partner doesn't just throw cash at you. They understand your vision. They see the future you've built, and they want to scale it, not strip it down. A team that supports your leadership. Some PE firms replace founders the moment ink dries on the contract. Others, they invest in leadership, keeping you in the game, because you know the business best. A structure that lets you roll over. Equity. The smartest sellers don't just take their payday and run. They roll over equity, keeping a stake in the company they built. Why? Because in a few years, when a private equity firm sells again, you get paid twice. That's how you turn one win into two. The biggest payday if you play it right. Selling your business is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. You built it. You sacrificed for it. Now, make sure you sell it right. Because in private equity, the wrong deal makes you rich once, but the right deal, it makes you rich twice. Chapter 4. Growing the business. So, a private equity firm just bought your company. What happens next? You see, PE firms don't hold on to companies forever. They have one mission: growth, fast, aggressive, and relentless. They have a playbook for this. And if you're working with them, you'd better understand how the game is played. Strategy number 1. Organic growth. This is the foundation, the slow and steady path to expansion. Private equity firms invest in scaling up operations. That means expanding sales teams, increasing marketing efforts, refining business processes for maximum efficiency. They don't just want more customers, they want better customers. The kind that spend more, stay longer, drive long-term value. Because real growth isn't just about gaining customers, it's about keeping them. Strategy number 2, margin expansion. This is where private equity firms turn businesses into profit machines. A CFO studying financial statements, highlighting key cost inefficiencies. It's simple: more profit, less waste. PE firms go straight for the biggest expenses and ask, where can we trim the fat? Expect deep dives into vendor contracts. Can they negotiate better rates? Operational redundancies? Where can they cut without killing growth? Pricing models. Are products undervalued? Are premium offerings possible? The smartest CEOs don't resist these changes, they lead them. Because if you can make your company leaner and meaner, your exit payday gets even bigger. Strategy number 3. Then comes the most aggressive move in a playbook: buy and build. This is where private equity firms take one company and turn it into an empire. Instead of just growing one company, they buy others to speed up the process. More businesses under one umbrella equals more revenue streams, more pricing power, more dominance. This is how PE-backed businesses crush competition. By absorbing them, they don't just grow, they take over. Smart CEOs work with PE, not against them. Here's the truth: you can fight the PE firm, push back on their strategies, try to do things your way. Or you can adapt, learn the playbook, use their strategies to your advantage. Because in this game, the smartest players don't resist the rules, they master them. And when the private equity firm finally sells your company, you'll be the one cashing in big. Chapter 5. The Exit Strategy. A luxurious rooftop event. The city skyline glows in the evening light. The CEO, now years older, dressed sharper, more confident, raises a glass of champagne. Around them, investors, colleagues, and executives toast to success. It's been years since that first big deal. You remember the nerves, the late-night meetings, the moment you shook hands with private equity. Since then, everything has changed. That little company you built, now it's an empire. And private equity, they're ready for the next move. The second payday, how the game really works. See, when private equity buys a company, they don't just plan for growth, they plan for the exit. The big exit. And now, after 3 to 7 years, after scaling, optimizing, and acquiring, it's time to cash out. And if you played your cards right, if you rolled over equity into the business when you first sold, well, buckle up. Most business owners make one big mistake. They take their first payday and walk away. Smart CEOs, they know better. They keep skin in the game. They reinvest a portion of their proceeds back into the company, because they know the second payday could be even bigger than the first. And when private equity flips the business, when they sell for 2, 3, 5 times the original price, you don't just get rich once, you get rich twice. You built something from the ground up, and now, not only did you exit once, you exited twice. This is why the wealthiest CEOs and executives love private equity. So, what's the lesson from the Private Equity Playbook? Private equity isn't just about numbers, it's about strategy. Power moves, positioning yourself for the ultimate win. Whether you're selling your business or stepping into leadership, there's one truth you can't ignore. You either learn the game or get played. Let's break it down one last time. If you're a business owner, learn the rules before selling. Don't just chase the highest bid. Chase the right partner, roll over equity, and get paid twice. If you're an executive, know what you're getting into. Understand the high stakes, the pressure, the rewards. If you perform, the upside is limitless. And if you play the game right, private equity can change your life forever. This is how wealth is built. This is how empires are made. This is how you stop working for money and make money work for you. So the only question left is, are you ready? Because opportunities like this, they don't wait. Want to master the game? Start now. Hit that like button, subscribe, join the conversation in the comments below. Keep hustling, keep growing, keep winning.